Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to another tutorial. In today's edition, we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful top with structured side cape and structured sleeves. So if this is what you're interested in, kindly stay tuned and watch this video. Okay guys, let's get started. Okay, first off, I've gone ahead to mark my chest line, bust point, under bust, waistline, and then the full length. Okay, so I'm taking a neck width of 3.5 inches. Then I've already measured my shoulder line and I've went in to take the shoulder slope. Okay, now for the neck depth, I'm doing a 5.5 inches. That's 3.5 for the width, then 5.5 inches for the neck depth. So I'll go ahead and roll this into a straight line and block it up like what you see me do. Okay, now this neck width and neck depth is depending on what you want to recreate, but I don't want mine to be too low, so that's why I'm going in with a depth of 5.5 inches. Okay, as you can see, I'm moving further to mark the bust span measurement I'm working with, which is 4 inches. That's 8 divided by 2, which is giving me 4. Then I'll take that into a straight line. Now at the under bust area, I'm taking a dart of 0.75 inches towards the center front and 1 inches towards the side front. You grab 0.75 and 1 inches respectively, outside and inside. Okay, so I'll go ahead and rule them into straight lines like so, and I'll label this chest line, bust point, under bust, the waist, and the full length. So I'll go ahead and connect my bustier now, just like what you see me do. I'll go ahead and connect them up like what you see me do. Okay, now because this, okay, I'll come down by 1.5 inches. This is the difference between the back length and the front length, is for the bust dart, side bust dart. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark the midpoint of the armhole and I'll come in by 1/2 inch. I'll go ahead and connect it to form our armhole curve. Now this is for the front. You should be familiar with this if you are not really a beginner. Okay, now at this point, I'll go ahead and mark the circumferences I'm working with, the bust circumference, the under bust circumference, and I'll measure the dart intake I had. Then I'll replace it. Please do well to replace your darts whenever you're measuring any outfit, either on a pattern paper or on your fabric direct drafting. So I'm going ahead to mark the circumferences. I just placed the hip measurement that I have, and I'll go ahead and take my ruler and I'll connect them up to square it up, just like what you see me do. Okay, all right, so we'll now continue. Now at this point, the bustier is an armhole bustier, so at that midpoint area, I'll go ahead and connect it like so. Okay, fine. You can also use a shoulder dart, but the one on the thumbnail is an armhole princess dart, so that is what I'm just trying to recreate. So for the armhole dart, I came down by 1 inches and I'll go ahead and replace it like so after connecting. Okay, so we will not have shortages. That's why I'm replacing it. I even replaced it by 2 inches. Okay, so we're no longer using this first line. The one we're using is for the new one that we just drew. Okay, fine. Now we're going to contour the neck. Because of the way the neck is a square neck, so that it won't be gaping, we'll go ahead and contour it like so. So mark your first line and go in by 0.25 inches on both of the lines. The same thing with around the armhole area. This is so as to avoid gaping towards the neck area, so that the neck will sit very perfectly. So these are the darts that we are taking, and automatically our front pattern is ready. It's now time to cut. So just watch closely, you will see what I am cutting. Okay, so at this point now, I've gone ahead to cut in the waist dart. I'll go ahead and cut the side area so that I can be able to open up the bust dart and close it up so that we can see. Now it's time to close up the bust dart, so I just went ahead to slash it open like this and get my masking tape or a gum and then close it up. Now don't forget, whenever you close up a bust dart, make sure you redraw your lines. I just did mine now, so I'll go ahead and cut out automatically. Now this pattern, I did not put any sewing allowances, so it's only when I am going to cut it on my fabric that I'll now have my sewing allowance. So this is for the down part of the blouse. We all are just like the way the style is looking like a peplum, but it's not really a peplum. This is how it was cut, and then so afterwards, this is how we are going to be cutting it on the fabric, and then when it's time to join up, do well to follow up. Okay, now we're going to be closing the darts around the neck area. So watch closely what I am doing. Just go ahead and pinch it up and then close. Then use your masking tape to hold it in place so that it does not shift. Now this is for the other side too. Go ahead and pin it together like this and then close it on any of the sides. Right, so I just closed up the two darts right away, and voila, our front pattern is ready. So do well to redraw your lines after closing the darts around the neck area. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut off the neck with the neck for the front right away, and this is what we are having. So automatically we'll have our front pattern ready. We'll now go over to get the back and draft the back pattern. All right, fashion lovers, I am deeply grateful. I am very, very grateful for reaching up to 1,000 subscribers. I couldn't have made it here if not for you guys. Thank you all for the love and support. So do well to subscribe to this channel, like this video if you found value, if you're finding value on it, and then don't forget to subscribe. Share the video also so people can also learn something new. All right, now for the back pattern, just go ahead and get your back pattern, draft your zipper allowance. I took a zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. Then I'm going in with the same neck width and the same shoulder I did for the front, right? So I'll go ahead and connect the armhole line, and then do a mark what is left on the armhole line, and then connect it to get the armhole curve, right? So at this point I'll go ahead and input the bust circumference I'm working with, the waist circumference, and then that of the hip. Okay, so after connecting, I'll go ahead and then use my ruler to mark it up. Okay, so that is just what I am doing now. Now for the dart of the back, I'm going in to take 4 inches, just like we had for the front, right? 4 inches for the dart intake on the waistline, on the chest line, and on the hip. I also go ahead and straighten it up like so. Then I'm taking a dart of 1/2 inch on both sides of this dart leg, right? You should be familiar with this if you're not a beginner like I will always say. Then a dart intake of 1/2 inch on both sides. That's total dart of 1 inch, which has been replaced around the waist area. So I'll go ahead and connect it to the chest line. And also this is going to be a princess dart. Okay, so I'll go ahead and connect it like what you see me do, and automatically the back is getting ready. So on the zipper allowance area towards the waist, go in by 1/2 inch and then connect it like what you see me do. This is to eliminate zip bulge. It is also another dart on the zipper allowance area. So I'll go in and take the neck depth of choice. Mind you, the neck depth for the back is a bit higher than that of the front. Okay, and voila, our back pattern is ready. So I'll go ahead and cut. Okay, so you have to pay attention so that I don't make mistakes while cutting. Okay, so moving further, on the waistline, you come down by 0.25 inches or even 1/2 inch, but I chose to do 0.25 inches. Then come down on the both line, that the two sides of the waistline. Then go ahead and connect the lines just like what you see me do. Okay, this is another dart also for the cinching of the back waist. So this is how to cover it. You can either cut it off or you use your gum or paper tape to tape it down like so after folding. So like this, now you have also closed the dart and use your ruler to remark the lines so they become more straight. So this is the center back and the side back. So I'll go ahead and now cut this off automatically. Okay, so after cutting, we'll now go ahead to proceed with the cutting on the fabric. So don't forget, like we did for the front, we'll go ahead and slash that peplon area, slash it open like this. Okay, so that we'll have the up that is different and then the down also different. Okay, so follow this video to the end because I'll be showing you the basic tips and tricks on how to go about this peplon side. Now for this one, now mark whatever you have at the upper side, mark it on the down side and connect it straight up. There is nothing like hip on the there's no hip measurement or hip anything on this side. Okay, so go ahead and mark whatever thing you have towards the upper waistline. Go ahead and mark it down, because we are just using the waist measurement automatically to draft that down. There's no hip measurement at all. This is the basic tips and tricks on how to achieve this outfit. Okay, so this is for the back. I also did the same thing for the front. Now I'll go ahead and use my tape and put them up together so that there will be one piece you grab, because I don't want to join it up. So this is for the front and this is for the back. Mind you, I added seam allowances on the front, but I didn't on the back, sorry, but I didn't add it on the front. Now this is the fabric that we are working with. I've gone ahead to cut both the lining piece and the main fabric. I also went ahead to iron my stay on it. Now this is for the side cape. On the side is measuring 3 inches by 30 inches for the length, 3 inches by the width, and then 30 inches. Okay, and you know that it is on fold. The 3 inches is on fold, so this is also for that one on the sleeve. Okay, mind you, it is going front round towards the back and the front like that. So this is for the peplon. I have 2 inches extra and the full length is 7 inches. Now the lining is just 7 inches. This is because when I join the lining to the fabric, it will be covering it like so, because it's going to be a full lining. And this is for the back. I've gone ahead to assemble them up. Sorry, this is for the front. I've gone ahead to assemble it, and now I want to cut off the front neck. Now the reason why I didn't cut it off while initially is so that it won't come and be too big. So after joining my bustier, I like to cut the neck after joining up the bustier. So I'll get the pattern paper and just place it on it, and then so that those darts that avoid gaping, the effect will be on the fabric. So that is just what I just did now, and I'll go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so this is what we have for it. Now after cutting, this is what we already have. Okay, so I'll just do well to cut and cut. Make sure you cut it gently so that you don't overcut it. Now after cutting, this is what we have. This is what the bustier is looking like, and this is the lining piece. So I'll go ahead and use the lining and join it up, and then shape up the back also and bring it to show us. So this is for both the front and the back piece. I've gone ahead to join them up. Okay, and this is what we are having. Now I don't want this video to be too long, that's why it's like I'm kind of rushing all this, but if you understood the drafting, you're going to be understanding the rest of the rest of the tutorial. Now we'll now bring the front piece, that flay side, that's peplon, the lower part of the blouse. The lower part of the blouse, I'll just get it like so. You see what I told you, that there's nothing like seam allowance, so it should be matching where your seam allowance stopped for the upper bodies. So this is what we have for the front, and this is what we have for the back. So the zipper allowance area for the back and the back upper and the back lower should correspond. So after which I have joined them up like so. This is what we have after joining. You see the two sides are going to be open. There's nothing like covering around that area. So we'll now go ahead and get that cape. Mind you, I ironed collar stay on it. That is why it is very strong, but if you don't want it to be strong, you can go ahead and just leave yours to be that soft. So from the waistline, go ahead and measure where the peplon is stopping, 7.5 inches or 7 inches. So do well to mark it. Then after marking, I will get it and give it a notch on both sides, because we are going to be sewing cover the other part of it. You understand? So after giving it a little notch like this, I'll go ahead and sew from here and stop here, sew from here and stop here, so that we'll have a neat finish. Now I'll go ahead and do it for the other side too. I'll also do it for the sleeve. I'll go ahead and get that of the sleeve. That's the structure for the sleeve. No, I said I ironed strong collar stay on it. That is why it is having this standing effect. So go ahead and get that of the sleeve. Close up the two down part. That's cover it up, then go ahead and stitch it. So after everything, I'll go ahead and now add the zipper to the fabric and show us. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and give me a comment in the comment section if you're going to be trying this. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.